She hung in until 5 days.
Oh, gosh.
I knew you wouldn't be late.
I said to the boss, that's not true. Charlie, it's true. He said, that's what you wanted. That's what you got.
Is that why
Funny
you couldn't
things.
take the time off, or you just don't have enough vacation time?
Is this, like, I also like taking the last week of August off, so I don't take this week. Yeah, yeah, we're
We
going
have to
to,
talk to the meeting about that auxiliary dwelling units that were.
Everyone else set?
Yep.
Welcome, everybody, to the zoning board of August 13, 2024. My name is Marty Akins, I'm the chairman. Board members, Mr. Chin, Miss Barry, Mr. O'Brien. Behind me, the chief building inspector, Jim Anderson, our clerk, Mrs. Griffin. If you have a cell phone or a pager, could you please put it on vibrate, not to interrupt the meeting? And if anyone's gonna testify tonight, could you please stand up, raise your right hand and take an oath? If you're gonna testify, please take an oath, or you will not be testifying.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in the matters now in hearing? Thank you.
On the old business, ZBA 2442, Thomas Williams for a variance. He wants to move this to a forward date, that's on Wambach Street, to September 24th. Have a motion, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, on ZBA 24-42, Ward 1, Thomas Williams for a variance to construct a two-story addition, increasing the property from 3 bedrooms to 4 bedrooms, and increasing the parking requirements on the premises numbered 6 Wambach Street, Quincy, Mass. I move to continue the hearing to September 24, 2024.
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. We have 4 people here tonight, we usually have 5. So if you wanna go forward, you can go forward tonight. If you wanna move it to a later date, we can move it to a later date when there's 5 people. You have to have all 4 people tonight to get your variance. Let's start with Ward 3, Albany Street.
do you have to answer the question, or I would like to move forward?
Move forward. 547 Quincy Shore Drive.
Do you want to move forward?
Move forward? Or you want to move for another date?
No, we wanted to move forward.
Okay. 131 Bunker Hill? Move forward, okay. On the old business, case number ZBA 2437, James Beer for a variance to partially enclose the front porch, expand the full gain of the 3rd floor on the premises number 15 Albany Street. Applicant and a representative here. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you very
Name and
much.
address for the record.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. It's nice to see you again. My name is James Bear, homeowner and architect at 15 Albany Street in Wollaston. Both my wife and I were here on June 4th to discuss our home renovation. Just to quickly recap, at that meeting, we were seeking the 3 variances to convert the attic space as a 3rd floor, to partially enclose the front porch, but encroaching on the front setback, and to seek relief in the requirement for the 3rd parking space by having the 3rd bedroom. Per the feedback we received in that meeting in early June, we're rescinding the request for the 3rd story, and we've modified the design to comply with the half-story definition per code. I've spoken with and met with Building Commissioner Conlon on 3 occasions since June, and he has informed me that the modifications I've made to the rear dormers comply with the Residential Building Code, Section 304.2 for minimum dimensions. Therefore, today, I'm only seeking a variance on 2 items: relief from the front setback to enclose the porch and the parking. For the enclosure on the front porch, we are seeking to do this simply to expand the living room space for our family. We are doing so, again, staying within the current building footprint. The front of our house will be in alignment with neighbors to the left and right of our property, and we've received their blessing, having spoken with them and shared them the plans. Their signatures were shared with you in the last meeting. For the third half story, we are seeking to add a 3rd bedroom so that our children, a boy and a girl, 8 and 6, can each have their own rooms on the current 2nd floor. We have 2 parking spaces in our driveway. The requirement for a 3rd parking spot is a hardship because we would be forced to remove a fence, a tree that we planted, landscaping, and access to our patio. Our desire to maintain our current landscaping and open space is due to our small lot. While we understand parking is a concern for the city, we're not trying to contribute to more asphalt in our residential neighborhood. We prefer the green space. In closing, the purpose of our half-story renovation has been to make this house work for our family with our 2 children, and in doing so in a meaningful way that's not excessive or out of character within the neighborhood. The design's contextual, fits within the character of the neighborhood, and represents what Quincy is, a place for growing families. The exterior material is white cementitious hardy board siding with accent trim on the 1st and 2nd floors, while the 3rd floor is white cedar shingle siding that will gradually turn a light gray over time. We've received support from 15 neighbors in this process, basically everyone we've spoken with, including support from all of our immediate butters, front, back, and left and right, and one of whom is here today, Jerry Ford. I can walk you through the plans, or I can...
I mean, we had the plans from the last time. The only thing that's changed, you just made that 3rd floor 7 feet, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I went down, I did talk to your neighbors, and they were all in favor. I walked around and saw a few of them, and Jerry walked me around the neighborhood.
That's Jerry Ford.
Yeah, and he told me he's real proud of what you're doing, and the neighborhood was all behind you. And I think you did a nice job on this. And the changes that you made, that makes me happy. I have no questions about your changes.
I have no questions either.
No questions.
Likewise, I'm good.
You can have a seat. Does anyone want to speak on this if you haven't spoken before because you changed the 3rd floor to 7 feet? No? Okay. I just let you, we asked him to do some changes and he did. If someone had something to say, I'd like to hear it, but I did. I walked the neighborhood and Jerry walked me around, showed me the goods and the one bad. And we're working on that, Jerry. I'll be voting in favor.
I'm in favor as well.
I'm in favor.
Likewise.
Have a motion, please.
So, Mr. Chairman, I move in ZBA 24-37, Ward 3, James Bear for a variance to partially enclose the front porch and expand 3rd floor. The premises numbered 15 Albany Street, Quincy, Mass. I move to allow the variances.
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Jerry, you didn't have to speak.
Didn't have to say
Look
anything.
at that.
It's the presence, that's all it is.
That's it.
I'll give you-
Thank you for helping your neighbor and coming down and spending the time. It means a lot to us when people do that.
Yeah, we love these guys, you know?
Thank you all very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Enjoy your house.
Thank you.
Under new business, ZBA 24/7, JBC Architect LLC for variance finding special permit. To demolish the existing structure and construct a 3-story flood compliant structure with an open garage on the premise number 547 Quincy Shore Drive. Is the applicant or representative there?
Good evening, Chair and members of the board. My name is Bonnie Tian with JCBT Architect, representing the homeowner, Jennifer Lamb, over here. The subject property at 547 Quincy Shore Drive is currently a condemned 2-family residence with approximately 30 540 square feet of gross living area with the residential A zoning district. Sits on a 6,000, slightly less than 7,000 square feet of lot area. Excuse me. Due to the existing foundation settlement and the unsafe condition of the structural integrity, the client is requesting to demolish the existing building and rebuild a two-family dwelling with approximately 4,100 square feet of gross living area. There are lots of hardship on this lot. An irregular lot shape with about 4 feet of elevation difference from Quincy Shore Drive into Kobe Road. Typical corner lot has 2 street facings. This lot has 3 street facing, plus in the floodplain. As you can see, we have pushed the building away from Milton Road side from 5.6 feet to 11.2 feet setback. The new building will be built on stilts as per some of the neighbors' suggestion. The first floor unit will consist of open living space with 3 bedrooms and 2 full baths. Second floor unit will consist of 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths, and an office on the first floor. With this beautiful ocean view, we have proposed a 2-level open porch facing Quincy Shore Drive, so the owner's family can enjoy the view every day. Because we can't have the attic space due to the number of story and height, my client is in need of the extra room for her special need family member. And that's why we have to increase the building footprint toward the city's lot side, which is over here for an extra bedroom. Per Conservation Commission's requirement, the first floor will be raised to elevation 13 with the AE floodplain elevation at 11 feet. With that said, the proposed building is now becoming a 3-story construction, even though it's a 2-story on still. The ground level will be open for parking with 2 levels of living area above. There will be 5 parking spaces underneath the structure, with 2 additional outdoor parking for visitors. Applicant is seeking variance for front yard, side yard setback, paving, and number of stories, plus a finding of the existing non-conforming use in the residential A zone. Also requesting a special permit in the floodplain. Multifamily residential use is not allowed in residential A zone. If the structure was not unsafe, the owner would likely be renovating the existing building and not taking down and rebuilding, requesting all this variance. We have recently received the approved condition from Mass DEP Conservation Commission. And we also received 8 signed support letters from neighbors. We hope the board and the neighbor love this project and let my client proceed with the design. And before I, do you want me to talk about the plan a little bit or have the owner come up and share?
Hold on.
Pardon me?
My clients would have something to speak too. Do you prefer that I have her to come up and speak and or I
You
talk
can
about the
speak
plan?
for her, that's fine.
Do you want to come up and share?
Hi, my name is Jennifer Lam. I am the owner of this property. I just had my jaw surgery last week, so hopefully you can hear me clearly.
Yep.
So I purchased this house like 2 years ago, and it's been a really rough time. I got tickets left to right, didn't know why. The reason I bought this house, because this house is actually a two units, which is perfect for my family. And before, when we bought it, the second unit have the attic. So the attic can do like 2 bedrooms, which is the second floor can do 2 bedrooms, which I needed, so 4 bedrooms. And the first one could be a rental, that's what I thought. That's not how I bought the house. But now that, when we went to the conservation meeting, I got denied, rejected from the neighborhood left to right. Every time we got rejected, I had to pay the architecture, I had to pay my engineer extra money. I didn't know that it cost me an arm and leg for it, 2 years. And now, first they say it was the height, and, every time we go for a meeting, we tried to draw up a plan to please everyone, but somehow it got rejected. So finally, the neighbors, they want it on stilt. I say, fine, let's go on stilt. So, we thought of this plan, and now the height is the issue. Maybe because they say it's considered as a castle now. So without the height, we have to take down the attic. That's with the 2 bedrooms. For myself, it's a bedroom. I have 2 kids, a boy and a girl, which is not 2 bedrooms. I have a younger brother, he's 36, he's disabled, and he's living with me. So that's 4 bedrooms that I need. So Bonnie here is trying to help me with it, and hoping that I can get the 4 bedrooms, which is, can fit our family. A lot of people say, why don't you turn the first floor into a single home? Would help. I can't afford that. But hopefully this print will help me fit my family members. And, why do I want to live in Quincy? It has always been my dream. I've been taking my kids to Walton Beach almost every week in the summer. And there was one day I was like, hopefully I will have a beach home that I live here. And then suddenly the next day, the home was on for sale. So I got the home. I thought I got lucky. But with the luck, it came with the unluck too. So, I want my kids to grow up in Quincy. Quincy is a beautiful neighborhood. It's such a good neighborhood, the education, everything. I hope that my family can fit into here. But it's been 2 years, we've been rejected, and I hope somehow someone will guide me what I can do. I have this home, and I just want to make this work.
Now, when you bought that, you say you were rejected all the times when you try to fix it right away?
Well,
How long did that place sit?
when I bought the properties in May, and then I got the architect help me draw up the plan. We draw up the plan, we draw up everything, and I got the civil engineer, I have the architect, and then somehow he told me that he could do it, but I got unlucky. He didn't know how to submit the paperwork. And one day, he kept on submitting, since August until February. I got a call from Jim Anderson, and Jim Anderson was like, can I speak to Jennifer? I was like, yeah. He was like, are you the owner here? I said, yeah. He was like, who is this guy, Harold? Is he your friend? I was like, no, he's my architecture. He kept on submitting the paperwork. I keep on telling this is not how you submit it, but he keep on doing the same thing. This is not how you're supposed to do it. And it kept on lingering until I asked Jim Anderson. I was like, listen, I need help. What can I do? He said, it's either you have to hire an attorney or you have to go with a different architecture. So I reached out to everyone. I found Bonnie. And, she's in Quincy, hoping that she would know the law, the code, and here Bonnie's helping me with it. And that means I'm paying everything full for the architecture already. And now I have to redo everything, the whole new set, because everything got rejected when he drew up the second floor with the attic and everything. It complied to whatever I need. And now we have to take down the attic, but hopefully they can expand it so I can have 4 bedrooms for me. So that's how I got rejected. First, we try everything we can to get this built. We did the drains and everything, so then, hopefully we could help the neighborhood with all the water, but I guess with my knowledge, it's like the neighborhood doesn't, they say that it would make it worse. So that's why we put on stilts now. I don't know what else to do. First, we have the drain, and they asked for another French drain. We came back with a French drain, and, which cost more money for the engineer to draw too. And somehow it got rejected, and then they asked more, but so we gave up on that plan.
we did receive the approval from Mass DEP on the
Yep.
NOI.
How big's that other bedroom you're putting on there in the end?
About 12 by 10, somewhat 10 by 10.
All right.
Master
bigger
is a
than that.
little bit bigger.
Big-
Jennifer needs a home office, so we put the home office on the first floor unit.
Why is that?
I'm sorry?
Why is that?
Because she needed the extra bedroom upstairs on the second floor. It doesn't fit the 4-bedroom on the second floor, so the first floor doesn't need 4 bedrooms, so we put in. office.
That's one thing I didn't
Yeah.
like, a bedroom downstairs on the first floor with walls right there and everything. It's just, you're renting out a space.
I know, it's so inconvenient.
Huh?
It's so inconvenient, but then that's the only way that she could do it. She was like,
We don't have a mezzanine or anything on top that she can put her office, so we put on the.
You're building a home first, right? The home's the thing you want to build.
So the second floor, I'm looking at this plan, so.
Barry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. On the plan, I'm looking at proposed first floor, I see unit 2 office.
Yeah, that's her office. So
So I-
basically comes in the stairs. That stairs is hers to access upstairs when it goes through that door.
So the entrance to unit 2 was through this office?
No.
It's through, it's outside the office. That's not necessary to have
It's
a door
blocked
into the
off.
office.
If you see it, it's blocked off there.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
come into that office by
So
itself.
the unit 2 office is on
First floor.
the first floor?
Yes. Because it doesn't fit in the office, no boardroom upstairs to fit in the office.
Anything else?
Not for questions.
Good, good.
I'm good now.
Good now. You can have a seat.
thank you.
Is there, anything else you want to say?
No.
No?
I'm hoping that the board can give approval.
Mm-hmm.
I have one question for
Yep.
Bonnie. Bonnie, was this illegal too when she bought it?
Yes,
Red
it's
Bay?
illegal,
too in Red Bay?
yes. But
That's
I
the
went in there
problem.
before, it's, the attic has 2 bedrooms. The first floor unit has 2 bedrooms. The second floor unit has, the second floor is 2 bedroom, and then the attic is also 2 bedroom.
That was the
I don't know if it's
Yeah.
legal, but it's
Yeah,
very
it
big
was,
bedrooms.
it was quite the place. It was like weird. They chopped it up and just rented it, got away with it for years, and now it's illegal two-unit building, which it really shouldn't be, but it is. Is there anyone here that wants to speak in favor of this? First call, second call, third call, call that part closed.
Those were all the addresses of the folks who have signed that letter in support of this project.
All right, is there anything from the DPW?
DPW,
All right. I have a letter here of support. We'll read into the record the addresses. We're all in favor of this project.
Want to do that now?
Yeah, they're right in front there.
Okay, so there's a list of the addresses of the people in favor. 21 Milton Road, 557 Quincy Shore Drive, 33 Milton Road, 108 Sharon Road, 515 Quincy Shore Drive, and 577 Quincy Shore Drive.
All right, we have a letter here from the DPW.
To Martin Akins, Chair, Zoning Board of Appeals, from Chang Sang, Civil Engineer, dated July 29, 2024, regarding 547 Quincy Shore Drive, case number ZBA 24-7.
They're here, we'll take.
We have reviewed the submittal for the above referenced project and have no comments.
Call that part of hearing closed. Anyone opposed or undecided? Step up. Why don't you just come on up to the front row here, so we don't have to wait for people walking up. If you want to speak, why don't you come on right up front? Thank you.
Is this okay?
That's great. Name and address for the record, please.
My name's Richard Allen. I happen to be a Canton, Massachusetts resident, but I'm also the son-in-law and attorney for my father-in-law, Pat Fonduto, who's at 126 Colby Road. He's right next door to this property, so.
Right.
And first off, we're not adamantly opposed to this, okay? This has been a problem that's been for
Yeah.
years,
Right.
all right? Prior to Ms. Lamb, it's Ms. Lamb, right? Purchasing this house, it was cited for being a blight for the previous owner, who failed to maintain. So when it was sold in June of 2022, I think that's right, May or June of 2022, we were thrilled to have an owner come in and maybe deal with what was a blight condition. Instead, this process has taken so long that the intervening period, the city of Quincy has cited this thing for a blight on September 26th, on September 26th of 22, on July 27th of 23, and on September 22nd of 23. So this neighborhood has had to live with a health hazard in its midst, not only for this owner, who wasn't living there, but the previous owner who was living there. And we've asked, really, from Mr. Fonduto's perspective, that whatever you can do to expedite the demolition of that building, please do it. We understand the demolition permit has finally been issued. We understand there's a permit posted to have it demolished. We've asked for this thing to be demolished for I don't know how long, for years, and it's sitting there. The only thing we did ask, we got involved in this when the first design was happening in the COMCOM, we were concerned there was a proposal to put an enormous amount of fill to build this thing up, which would have caused drainage problems right into Mr. Fonduto's backyard. And while that took a period of time to get resolved, I understand it finally was resolved. So, in short, I know there's many zoning variances here, it's non-compliant you've got to deal with, but anything this zoning board can do, or you got a building commissioners? Anything the building commission, chief building inspector can do to get
That's
this
Jim
thing.
Anderson.
Jim, I think we've talked once, plus, to issue whatever permits, whatever conditional approvals, even if all you do today is ask that the issues being raised with respect to zoning non-compliance be held in abeyance or resolved, that at least the building demolition can go forward. And then the process can work its way out to whatever is ultimately built there, two-family, single-family, big or small, whatever variance you got to deal with. Because we can't live with what is a health hazard, a fire hazard, a nuisance hazard, that can, and it's deteriorating every day.
The kids going in there?
The kids were going in there, and we complained to the city.
They put up the fence?
And the city had the fence put up.
We see them jumping over the fence.
We see them jumping over the fence. There wasn't any security for at least a year, and finally, I think the city got involved. I don't know if it's your office or somebody's office got involved, and next thing we know, fence has been put up at least, and some of the open doors have been boarded. But I think it's still an attractive nuisance to any kids that along Quincy Shore Drive. It's not gonna take much.
You're asking the kids to throw a rock at that place.
Yeah.
You really are.
You're more than a rock.
Well, I'm just saying, you just see all the broken windows.
All the broken windows are going. We quite
Just
frankly,
wanna
we're
keep breaking
concerned.
them, right?
And my 92-year-old father-in-law is living within a hand's part of this thing. So we've got a safety concern.
Yep.
And anything this zoning board can do to expedite the demolition, while you resolve whatever issues you gotta resolve with respect to zoning variances, we please ask the city to do that. That's all I really have. to
Thank
say.
you,
I know
sir.
there's other
Yep.
neighbors who wanna talk specifically.
Sure.
about zoning. So
Thank you, sir. Next, name and address for the record, please.
My name's Stephen Hart. I own and reside at 41 Milton Road and
Can you repeat your address, please?
41 Milton Road. And I've submitted a letter to the board which sets out most of my positions on this.
Yes, yeah, right.
So a few of the points that I would just bring up are that one of the reasons I think that everything has had to go through again and again on approvals and redrawing is because all of the plans have been just incredible, like 4,500 square feet, and 3 stories, and build up the sidewalk this high. And there's just been so many things, and I can't, the architects probably should have known earlier on how big an ask you're doing, because now every time it's, we're asking for this. Well, look how much we used to ask for, but now they're still asking for a 4,000 square foot, giant house that's going into a neighborhood of, 1,300s. And it's going to just, they're asking for keeping all the existing variances and getting some additional variances. And now for the first time, we're hearing that there's not gonna be a 4-bedroom, it's gonna be a 5-bedroom with an office, and I don't know if that's even commercial use.
Where's the 5-bedroom?
That would be the office, I would think,
No,
downstairs.
it's 4
right?
bedrooms and an office. The office is downstairs.
Yeah.
There's 3 bedrooms in the downstairs.
And the existing square footage that's been approved is like 2,600, it's not 3,200. So that's what is on the city's official site. So it's, I don't know where the 3,200 or 3,600 number came from earlier, but when it was sold, it was 2,600. On the city's record, it's 2,600.
Oh, they probably, I don't know,
Yeah.
so they
So
added the attic space there somewhere.
we would just ask, you know, the board consider if they want to build on the existing footprint, great. If they want to build, you know, to the code, great. But I just feel like asking for your cake and eating it too with every variance that you've got, every existing thing, and then building over more. It's just, it's not gonna fit in, it's going to be very big. So I just would
Well,
appreciate
there's an
it.
empty lot on the other side of that. The other side's empty, correct?
I don't know if, it's not, it's town property of
Yeah.
drainage system.
Yeah, it's a drainage system, right, it's empty. There's no house there or anything that they were butting or getting close to.
No,
Right.
the three streets are there, obviously.
I
So-
understand that.
Okay, but I just ask that everybody, you know, take into consideration the neighborhood. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ma'am?
My name is Susan McPherson, 94 South Bayfield Road.
Mhm.
And I wasn't one of the neighbors that was asked, so I'm not sure if you went onto the street, but I did get the letter. I think I would reiterate, we want that gone, that house. It's been terrible for a very long time, and so we're excited that something is going to be built there. A couple of things that I was concerned about, I don't know that it really falls under the purview here, but when it gets knocked down, there's a lot of critters, I believe, that live in that house. I don't really want them in my house.
Right.
So I'm not sure if this plan addresses them. That lot of land next door is basically a wetlands.
Right.
And there are also a lot of critters who live in there, so I think that needs to be considered in any
Mhm.
plan that, so again, that, as you know, Quincy's had some issues with rodents and skunks and
Which
rats.
could all be
and
dealt
et
with
cetera. Yeah,
when they.
so
build it.
I don't know that
Right
that's
down
part
here.
of the formal plan. But the other piece of it is, I noticed, again, I'm not pretending I understand all the details, but I see there's less permeable land than there is now on the plan. To me, that would mean that you're gonna have more drainage issues, and I know there've been a lot of plans to address drainage. I think we have to be, again, Quincy Shore Drive is flooding already.
It's on stilts, so the water's just gonna come and go anyway, whenever it comes, if it's tidal or it's rain or whatever, it's gonna come and go.
Okay, but.
You're not
if you-
gonna change anything down there. It's-
But if you've got more impermeable land,
We're not done yet,
that water is gonna go somewhere.
but we're not done
Okay,
No.
all right, well, all right, I just wanna express, the, you know, the concern about the
Right,
runoff,
right.
the concern about the rodents, but
Right.
we're all in favor of that going away, so, that's it.
yet. Thank you. Anyone else? Opposed, one aside? Second call? I have, 3 letters here.
I didn't stand up earlier, can I speak?
Did you take an oath? You didn't,
I
correct?
put my hand up.
Well, you didn't, because I was looking at both these. Could you please give her an oath, let her speak? You can come right up here, stand right here.
Mind using your other hand?
I'm left-handed,
You swear to
sorry.
you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and
I
you
do.
down here?
Yes.
Name and address for the record, please.
Berkeley Wilson, 41 Milton Road.
Okay. You have the floor, ma'am.
I just have a couple points. You mentioned that you got the signatures of neighbors. He did not mention how many neighbors he asked it did not get the signature of. Most of the direct
Well, he
abutters-
wouldn't tell us that. That wouldn't be a good thing for him, would it?
Obviously.
No.
However, a bunch of us are here. There's more neighbors that I have spoken to, that we've spoken to, that are immediate abutters that are not in favor of this plan. I noticed in reading off the people who did agree, it was people on Quincy Shore Drive who might also benefit from a new standard of, I can just cheat all the variances, and that's what it feels like to me as someone who lives in a small house directly in view of this house. By our calculations, based on the existing square footage of the house as reported in the city of Quincy and the current plans, they want to increase the footprint of this building by 160 to 168% of what it currently is.
That is a massive increase. That is not a simple rebuild. That is a huge structure. A combined square footage of 4,100 square feet in a neighborhood where the average 3-bedroom home is under 1,500 square feet is just out of character with the neighborhood. And I think it sets a very bad precedent for people buying up these houses along Quincy Shore Drive, tearing them down and building the most monstrous thing they can within the lot size. We love Quincy Shore Drive, we love living right there. But it's just out of character to build something this large. And it feels disingenuous to present the numbers that they presented because they do not match the numbers that are in the official records of this property. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Oscar? Oh, it's part of the hearing, not closed yet, because I have the names here. What, please wait. 23 Milton Road. Morgan, you here? Okay, we'll put that. There's a letter opposed. I have another letter here. Where's the end of this thing? Oh, it's in the back.
Yes, we spoke to her. Her husband is having a heart procedure.
Thank you.
Yes, it is.
That's not, there's no name on that page there. It's on this one here. That letter went out to us because we had. Oh, this one here?
Yes, with the designs.
Oh, okay. So that's the same one that we just, all right, he just spoke, so that don't have to be. There's two letters there we put in there. And, yeah, Stephen Hart. His letter, everyone was given anyway, so it's already in the record. All right, we'll call that part of the hearing closed. You wanted to say something? Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I totally agree with Ms. Wilson at 41 Milton Road said about density. So she or any of these houses along Milton Road, you can look at the density. They are tiny lot. We have a very big lot, 7,000 square feet. So if we go by lot coverage, building coverage, we're still much less than any of these property around
I understand that, but it is still zone A, and that's the way people
Yes,
feel, and that's why they're telling you how
Totally
they feel,
understand.
because, you know, a two-family was there, there probably never should have been a two-family, but it's been there so long, no one said nothing, that they got the right to have a two-family home. Which, you know, and that's the neighbor's fault for not paying attention and watching when you get people renting beside you with someone's cousin. That's how it all starts. That's how it all starts. And then there's two homes on one lot, and there's all this stuff that we deal with every day in the city that gets bizarre. People took their garage and turned them into a mini home, and then redid them to top it all up. You know, I'm just looking if there's anything we can do here to make this a little smaller, and I understand it. You have a right for a two-family house on that lot. But you also, we're trying to get this as small as we can to still have a two-family. And you get a rental out of it, but I see that you want an office downstairs, and you wanna have a three-bedroom rental. And you have all this tar everywhere you're gonna put on there, which I would never agree with. I mean, those have to be pavers. Anything in there is gonna have to be pavers and torn up to get something from us, this board, I think that's the way a lot of us feel. If you want something, you're gonna give something back to the city and the residents here, and it's gonna be all pavers. And it just has to be that way. It's water, it's gotta go somewhere. You can't start paving everything, especially on that lot. There's a lot next door. Mr. Anderson, could you, just tell them about their rodent problem, what they're not gonna have, what the city's gonna do for them? Yeah, if you could, please, just to make everyone's mind at ease that we're not gonna have 87 raccoons running next door.
Jim Anderson, Chief Building Inspector. So the process of getting a hearing an echo here.
Yeah, I know, it comes back at you.
The process of getting a demo permit is pretty extensive. You gotta get all these department approvals, and one of the things is a rodent control plan. So
Everyone listening, this is real important. It's important what the city does to make sure you don't get rodents.
So they apparently have done that because our compliance officer went out there and inspected the site, and there are bait traps. Am I correct? Because I didn't personally see them, but anyway, the permit was issued. We wouldn't have issued the permit if there was not a plan in place. And that's for every demo permit. They have to have a rodent control plan.
And they're gonna put bales of hay all around that?
And they have to put erosion control,
Yeah.
correct?
All right. So that won't happen. We understand now that the city's there and they're watching out for it. They rebate them traps to keep it and clean them out and clear them. Any questions for the chief inspector?
I mean, is it toxic that they're dealing with?
No, because the other requirement is for the health department to sign off, and they did a mitigation for asbestos, and health department would not sign off unless that was done.
Right.
So that's done.
Are you talking about the baits being toxic? The bait that they feed them?
Yeah.
No, it kills them. They're gonna kill us.
It kills the birds that eat them.
That I don't know. I'm not a.
Yeah, well, I'm just.
Well, birds should be eating that stuff. If these birds eat, they'd be better off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know
Bait
what
traps.
kind of bait, in the bait traps, they put what they call, I forget the terminology is, they do put, obviously, some sort of a
Yeah. Right,
bait in there that,
right.
you know,
Bring them in.
yeah.
Yeah.
So. But again, health
Other
department
question?
signed off.
Just one question for the building commissioner, building inspector.
Chief inspector.
Chief inspector, is there anything that this board needs to do or doesn't need to do, given that a demolition permit has been issued, to immediately involve the demolition of that building? Is there any permit that's necessary? Is there anything the city has to do? You've got a permit issued, it's been approved, apparently there's a demolition plan that was approved, otherwise you wouldn't issue a permit.
Yeah.
Here's what happens. He rips down that house right now, right? And then we're not finished here? Those variances could go away. So we're trying, they're telling us what they're building. We okay what they're building, and they rip the house down and they have a plan to go forward.
See, my only request is whether the zoning board can put that decision in abeyance, so. it
No, I'm
doesn't-
not. I wouldn't. We're gonna sit here, we're gonna figure this out and get a house built. They've been there 2 years. They need a house. Someone's paying a mortgage, someone's paying for that land, someone's paying taxes on this. You know, I know it wasn't our fault, the city's fault. It was the applicant's fault because the stuff wasn't done right. So Mr. Anderson finally got on the phone and says, what's going on? The guy don't know what he's doing. So now we are here because of Mr. Anderson. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. So, now it's our decision what we do. First of all, I would like to see all pavers, that whole place is, anything on that land that a car's gonna touch is gonna have a paver.
She said it says permeable.
Huh?
Permeable pavers driveway.
Oh, it's okay, because they said there was asphalt somewhere in here.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so I don't know, I just want it gone. Time's over, sorry. We're deliberating now, so we had our time. That other bedroom, it says it's 10 by 10, but the addition on that's like, seems bigger, don't it?
Which one are you looking at?
The bedroom on the back, like,
The jog, here.
yeah.
It's 11 by 17.
11 by 17.
It's big. Glasses, can't see.
jog out on the right is
Yeah.
11 by 17, that's a good sized bedroom.
Right, and this ain't 11 by something, so it's gotta be 17 by 11.
Marty, the
bedroom.
current footprint is 1234 square feet,
Yeah.
and they want 2,075.
Yeah. Yep. And I know, and a 3-bedroom rental too, they want. And they want a 4th bedroom upstairs, which is,
Too big.
I mean, we could make it Sunrich. I know she needs 4 bedrooms, but everyone needs 4 bedrooms, and make it a single-family house and have 6 bedrooms. And, you know, the 5 feet over there doesn't bother me, because it's all wetlands over there anyway. Nothing's ever gonna be built there, so.
They got the buffer.
Right, they got a big buffer over there, so that doesn't gonna bother no one, you know, in the,
There are only 6 on the left, Milton Street.
yeah.
I'm sorry, 11.
No, it's way out there, yeah, it was 13, it was 8, one for 13 or 11, 12. I know they raised it because they saw it's on here. Where did I see that? Oh, that's not what that was, like. Oh, yeah, that's the other one, yeah, no, it's,
Why isn't it really a
it's like 13 feet. Where's the house?
Because of the funding that's in
It's like the house next is really
There it is. This is the one. No, I got it right here. 35 feet, right?
Okay.
The side right's coming down, and that's on the wetland side. Side left, there's 20, there's a 20-foot, where's the 20 feet being added in this thing?
No.
You see it? So you're adding 20 feet here to the left. See it? See where that's 36? That's 20 feet, right? I mean, it's still, but it's a, when you're on a corner lot like that, you get 2 frontages. Should be 25.
Quincy Shore Drive.
Yeah. Right in the corner.
I mean, for,
So it gives you 2 frontages, when you should drive in Milton.
yeah.
So really, they got 3 street in there. Man, it should be, I don't know how they figure that in, but. 3,400, right? So it comes down to 1,700 each, right? For space. No, side right, just, that's no big deal. Side left's 37, come out 20 feet. You can see where the 20 feet is. What's the original footprint on this? I don't see it. I got it.
Yep, it's 1,200.
1,200.
I got it, yeah.
1234. Existing conditions, first floor is 12.
Yeah, but I don't even know if that's,
I mean, the same gross living is 35 for counting the basement.
that's the condition right here. It's all
So
the
the
way over
existing
here.
house above grade is 12, 14, 12.
2 porches. Right.
6,
And that's like,
31.
yeah, that was 5.6, and they brought it back to 11.2.
35
You know?
minus 12.
And that's, yeah, that's,
This is
I mean,
really
that's the view of the whole property, right?
The numbers are right.
So they did it all, right.
Their numbers are right. But I look at this, we're going 1242, which means the footprint to 2075. Because basically this is one house, you know, 2 floors.
I can't see it.
So they
So I
wanted
just
to
have
have 7 feet
The key is
the extra
So,
bedrooms in the
yes,
back.
so that's where the 20 feet comes in, right there.
Yes, so it's not.
No, it's not 10 by 12, that's why I said it has to be bigger, which it is. It's 7 plus the,
Do we get the architect to come?
17.
Yes, the
So we
architect has
ask some questions of the architect.
He's not here.
Yes,
Oh,
she is.
yeah.
She is.
Oh. Yeah, if you could. Why did we go out like 17 feet on that side?
I'm sorry, 17?
If we just have some questions of the architect, whoever drew the plans, we have a few questions for them. Can you come up to the front?
Sherry, are you talking about?
The architect who's representing the
The
current
side,
plans.
the side, now you got, how big are these decks? I'm looking at these decks,
Yeah, it's there.
but I can't even read, I can't read what this says, so. And I got glasses on, so I have no idea. It's so small, I get the whole page, and we put this little thing in there.
Let me bring that over. This is more
24 by 11.6 are the decks.
11.6.
24 by 11.
Gee,
Sure, we can shrink that down.
huh?
We can shrink it down.
No, I know that. I mean, that's a freaking, that's a party deck. Really, 12, almost 12 by 20? That's you.
This beautiful deck you're talking about, right?
Yeah. It says 24 by
Nice choice
10?
of words, Bonnie.
Oh,
24 by 10?
10 by,
I'm reading 11.6 by 24.
I ain't seeing that either. Where am I here?
11.6 is the
we go.
inside, and the wall steps back.
Correct,
The
so
wall step back, but on the
Right here.
Oh, I,
other side is 24 by 10.
yeah.
Correct, but the biggest distance is 11.6.
The 11.6 is the
Let's be
wall
clear,
steps.
the biggest distance is 11.6. Can you confirm the current square footage of the existing footprint? I'm reading the plan that it's 1,234 feet.
Well, that is based on the previous architect's floor plan.
I don't think that's right.
So what is the current,
Yes.
what is the square footage
They say
of the
3,500
first
is
floor
what
of
she
the
said.
current structure?
I have that.
On your plans, it says 1234.
I have re-verified today, based on that existing floor plan. The first floor is 1,450 square feet.
Okay, well, your plans are wrong. You
Yeah,
submitted plans
I
that
have
say
it verified
1234.
Right, we have it, I'm sorry? What is
Your
it?
current plans that you submitted say 1234.
Right, we have it verified today,
What is the new number?
1450.
1,450 first floor.
And what,
Second floor is 1,520, that's including the finished enclosed porch is 1,520. And the attic with a finished living area is 650.
and then what is your footprint on the proposed building?
Footprint on the proposed building, right.
No, because the office is on the
Yeah,
second.
we have 3,500.
I'm looking at about 2075.
Yeah.
It's cheap because the second office.
36. Oh, yeah, it's on the side, yeah.
Yeah, so the footprint, I think, is 2075. I want her to verify the footprint of the whole
It's-
building.
Yeah, it's about right, 3,500.
Okay, I'm closer to 2,100, because your total square footage is 4127, I did it in half. Because the floors are the same size,
The
although,
ground floor has the stairs that actually
Right.
included it, part of it too.
Right, that
correct, but
counts.
the structure itself is one stacked on another. So the footprint would be 2075.
It's very close.
Okay.
To that. Yeah.
It's just, I thought we could have done something better than this.
23 square feet.
That's the attic, right?
Well, she's telling me. I think we should tell her to get the footprint down to 1,500 or 1,650 or 1,600
Right.
footprint.
So she would shrink the rooms.
Shrink it however she wants.
No, you could even make it any bigger.
Roughly
Really,
1,600 square foot.
it's that add-on piece, it's no big deal, it's just a little
Yeah,
add-on
it's
piece.
per floor.
But it really is, I
One
mean, it's
steel
like 17, you get 17, you get 200, I don't know, 200 square foot on that bedroom. It's coming out thanks to 400, so even if it's with the attic, that's where it's coming in, 650. I'm fine doing this.
How would you feel about shrinking the floor plate for each floor?
You could do it, do anything you want.
I mean, the current, they're telling us the current footprint is 1450, they're proposing 2100.
I mean, but if you look at the way the other one was built, and you look at the way this one's built, it's completely different. It's not pieced together with an attic and all that. And they are losing their first floor, so they got 2 floors of living there is what they're gonna have, but
I'm
they're
just
taking the
talking about
max. I
shrinking
get
the
it,
total
I get
mass
it,
down a
I
little
get
bit.
it, I get it. And there's 1,700 square feet in each open space.
With the proposed, compared the proposed and the existing, we're increasing about 500 square feet.
600 something, yeah.
You estimate down, we estimate up.
No, because we lose the attic space.
Correct,
Right.
I think the neighbors,
Right.
I think what I'm hearing is the neighborhood is more concerned about the total mass of the structure. We're not splitting hairs over total square footage, because you only have 3 built floors, but you're adding a lot more mass in the
Right.
structure.
We do have a previous design, we did work on a 2.5 story. But because of the height issue, and
Right,
the neighborhood complained about the height of the structure.
Well, your
So
property is in a
right.
floodplain, we can't change that.
We totally understand, so we cut the attic out. And my client is in need for that extra space, which that existing doesn't hold. So that's why we put it on the footprint. They don't want to do that, but they don't even have to.
So Brian, what do you got?
Well, overall, I just think I understand it's on the water and it has a view and it's a
I get that.
brand new house.
I get it.
You're gonna build it on stilts, and the stilts help me, but I think overall, looking at it, it's large. Most of the properties on the front of Quincy Shore Drive there, the apartment buildings, and even some of the houses are pretty big. You know, they're all big the whole length of there. I just think that by what we're looking at there today, and when you bring something new in, it's obviously gonna be bigger. You're not gonna be able to figure that. Now, how big we allow it is where my problem is.
All right, so what do you want, to shrink this a little?
I'd like to come down a little. I mean, I'd like to just tighten it up all around if we could. I don't have a dimension in my head, but I'm just sitting there saying,
You know, here's where I got a problem. I got a problem with someone putting an office downstairs and making that downstairs bigger because of an office. When they got a rental out of this, which they shouldn't have.
right,
They do because it's been granted, but that's residential aid, there should be none of that. I mean, I got them up by my house.
Yep.
And it bothers me that they got grandfathered, but they're there. And she's building a new house.
right.
Build a rental, build yourself a house what you need, get some you need 4 bedrooms, you don't need them 17 feet long, you don't need, so let's just look at everything, if you wanna, tighten it up a little bit. Someone's spending an awful lot of money too, in half for 2 years, so we gotta get this going for them.
Oh, yeah, no, I
Yeah.
agree.
We gotta move, so if you wanna come back, we'll do it next meeting, shrink a little if you can. You can't, you can't. And then we decide whether we build it or we don't,
I agree with that.
right?
Yeah,
Sound good?
you gotta,
We'd like to see you shrink down.
Shrink
the
something
mass.
down the best you can, whatever you can shrink out of this
we
place.
can't do anything about
We
the
know you
height.
got a rental, and you got a rental out of it, because, and it's a 2-family house, your grandfather, I get that. But if someone needs 4 bedrooms, well, that's okay. Maybe one of your bedrooms might have to be downstairs instead of that office, and take 1 bedroom upstairs out. I don't know, you're gonna have to figure that out. But
We're
the
restricted,
board's just asking you, let's look at a date and get this done right away if we could.
we're
13th?
restricted by the height because of the flood.
Right, and
And
the
you
first
should
floor's
max
gone,
that,
right,
so
right,
that's-
right. Bunch of stilts you got.
Yeah,
Ain't going to do nothing with that, right?
How much time?
September,
I can make the changes right away.
okay, September 10th.
September 10th. Okay.
All right, now, we want to get the house torn down, we want to get this done, so everyone's in the same place, so.
You want the footprint of that house to be small.
It's gonna shrink the footprint of the house.
Are you clear on what the board's looking for before you go back to
Yeah.
the drawing board?
I think, yeah, September 24th, if I could have a motion, please. 10th, I'm sorry, Jesus.
September 10th. Mr. Chairman, move with respect to ZBA 24-7, Ward 6, JCBT Architect LLC for a variance finding special permit, FPOD, to demolish the existing structure and construct a three-story flood-compliant structure with an open garage on the premises numbered 547 Quincy Shore Drive, Quincy, Mass. Move to continue the matter to September 10th.
Second.
On the motion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, so moved. See the 10th, anyone wants to come the 10th, you'll see what we got for a set of plans, and you can speak again if you'd like. There'll be a different set of plans, it'll be changed, okay? Thank you. Further on to tonight's business, ZBA 2451, Bob Boynton for a variance to construct an addition on top of the existing garage in the rear of the dwelling, 131 Bucket Hill Lane. The applicant and representative here.
Guys ready?
Name and address for the record, please.
Yes, my name is Bob Boynton. I'm from Powell Architects. I'm here representing my client, Mohammed Hassan. He's in the back there. Oh, there he is. We're here seeking a variance from rear setback in order to build an addition that includes a kitchen and a mudroom, and also a second story onto the existing footprint of the house.
And then going down the back driveway, where that driveway goes down, that's all gonna be fixed too, so it's not that big. You know, the driveway that goes down in the back?
Yes,
It's all
that'll
gonna
all
be
be
leveled
improved.
off?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
And you're gonna have a new door going down the basement, you're gonna have
There
a
is
set
an
of
areaway.
stairs down there, I see too?
Yes, there is an areaway that's going into the basement.
I mean, I went down and looked at property, I'll give the owner really credit, he keeps an immaculate home. I walked in his backyard and seen exactly, he showed me everything he was doing back there. Of course, the top of the garage don't look too good, this time that goes.
What's that, I'm sorry?
Top of the garage gotta go.
Oh.
The wood's not gonna last much longer. But that's what we're here for. Why don't you go through the plan so the people understand on the board what you
So, I mean, the existing home obviously is gonna be remodeled, as we put the second floor on. But the biggest part is that back addition that's going on top of the existing garage, I call it. It's not really a garage that you can use as a garage. It's, sort of sloping down a hill and you really can't get in. That's where we're sort of gonna convert that just to storage, put a kitchen above that, with a back entryway, with stairs down to the back of the yard. Inside the existing home, what's existing is gonna be converted into a dining room. The first floor bedrooms are gonna be combined to enlarge the existing rooms that are tiny. And then the second floor, we're going to be adding 3 new bedrooms and a loft space and along with the bathroom. That's really sort of the concept of the idea of the plan.
Is there any questions? So,
I have no question.
a lot's going on. Mr. O'Brien?
This was before us prior, correct?
Correct.
And there was an issue with the adjacent neighbor, there was a fence, am I correct there?
Yeah, that got moved.
Has the survey been complete? Bounds been put in?
Yes.
And the fence has been taken care of, addressed?
That's part
Yeah,
of the
it went out about 8 inches or so, 10 inches.
Yeah, but
It's fixed,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But it was on the neighbor's property.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
And
it
it's
got all
been
fixed.
resolved?
surveyor went out there, resurveyed it after he moved the fence,
And
and
then they brought
that
it
as-built
back.
you have there is what it is.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, yeah, they fixed that. And the other, when he put in the other fronts, he moved it back about 8 inches, gave the neighbor about another 8, 10 inches of land where he put his wall.
All right. I just want to make sure.
Yeah,
And
right.
again, with the survey.
Good memory.
Thank you.
That's when I saw that, I saw the jog in the fence, I goes, oh, there it is. There it is. Any other questions, anyone?
No questions.
Ms. Barry? You can have a seat. Is there anyone here want to speak in favor? First call, second call. Third call closed. I got a letter here from the DPW, 131 Bunker Hill Road, case number ZBA 2151. We reviewed the above referenced project and have no comments. Is there anyone opposed or undecided? Please step up, ma'am, name and address for the record.
My name is Karen Stapleton. I live at 35080 Squantum Street, North Quincy. I'm representing my mother, Arlene Wasaki, who is the abutter at 603 Willett Street. And since you brought up
Repeat your mother's name, please.
Arlene Wysocki at 603 Willett Street. And I'm glad you brought up the fence. Yes, it was moved, but did anyone come over on the other side and see it? Because this is when it was moved, and this is what we're left with. The posts are still on the ground, in the property. They're sunk down.
On your side?
On our side.
Oh.
Sunk down 19 to 20 inches. I took a yardstick and went down to the ground and measured them on December 4th.
Cold?
Cold? Actually, it wasn't that cold, surprisingly. And when they were first cut off, then they were recut a little bit more, the first one, because then it was more level
They never
to the
took
ground.
those out, you
They
said.
have never taken them out. I have covered them with pieces of wood because they're critters that run through. All I need is to have a dead animal get in there. And so we have wanted them taken out.
Yeah.
They have not been taken out. You would have to widen around the post to get them out. Then you would need to fill the dirt appropriately. And I have a question about the asphalt.
Yeah.
I presume that this is the survey's marker right here. And so this to the fence would be their property. But anything from this side to
From
the
here,
grass
over here.
is hers, right?
Right.
Which is about 8 inches of asphalt she
All right,
has that
so
runs 20.
they'll take that all out. They'll take it
And
out.
plus the additional 4. So
And
we
it-
have this asphalt.
They'll take that out and they'll take these
We'll
out.
take it out.
Right there. Right?
Yes.
And when,
Yeah.
and when
It'll all
will-
be taken
it
out?
will?
It will before he does his addition. How's that?
We've been waiting.
Well, he won't get an addition, he won't get a permit for the addition, so he fixes
I
this.
want that, yes.
So that'll be fixed.
And the only other question regarding the build is, of course, with the 1-story on 3 of the eaves, the lighting. And he did fix the lighting because
Yeah,
he
he
had left
told
it
me.
on 24/7
Right.
and adjusted it.
Yeah.
My only concern is when we're going up another story in a loft.
Yeah,
Where is the lighting gonna be?
it's gonna be on the first
And
floor
what kind of
down.
lighting it is so that it doesn't come now
Right.
and shine on the back of her house or anyone else's property.
No, and when he told me about that, you had the problems with the lights and he had to change the lights and put them down. We're gonna stay there. When he builds the addition, he can keep his lights on the first floor, shining down on his driveway and his property.
Because I've been, you know, as I said.
No, I get it,
we've
I
been
get
wait-
it.
We've been waiting.
It's
and I-
nothing worse than you laying in bed and there's a light in your face.
No, but
Right.
as far as the asphalt and the
That'll be
post,
taken care of.
and it did not
I don't know
know
why
whether I
that
should
wasn't.
leave the
We'll
long
get an
stake in
answer
the
tonight.
ground.
We'll get an answer tonight why it wasn't.
Okay.
I
And
bet
also,
we will.
Well, that metal thing that is from the surveyor, it's 8 inches above the ground. Will it be hammered in because I haven't touched it? I mean, when we cut the grass, her neighbor does it. And that metal thing has been sticking up, wobbling 8 inches above the ground, and I think it should have been hammered in at least close to the ground.
Yeah.
And
Oh, it should have been.
I've left that stuff as it is since December 4th. Okay. That's my concern.
Since December.
Since December 4th, they moved the fence. Since December 5th, the fence went back up the next day with the post in the
Wow.
ground. And I
I'll
did-
guarantee our chief inspector behind me will never give a permit until this was fixed. Correct, Mr. Anderson? Oh, no.
you know, we've been waiting to see if someone would come and look at it and say,
Condition,
oh,
it is
it
gonna
was
be a
done or
condition.
not done, but.
Gonna be a
that's just
condition of the permit. Yeah. It'll be part of the condition. We all set with that? Clean up the asphalt, then you get your permit if it goes through?
So actually,
Name and address.
this is Mohammed Hassan, 131 Bunker Hill Lane, West Quincy. First GBA meeting, she actually bought it, the fence, so we fixed it. And he's my contractor. And after that, I spoke with Councilor Mr. James Devine. He said if you go back another times, their property, we need to concern who are living right now. So actually, I'm keep waiting to Mr. Councilor or they are telling me to go up one more time to take the fall out and plane the levels.
You're gonna speak with your neighbor,
Yeah,
You're gonna find out a good time to do it.
right, because
You're gonna tell your man over there to get it done.
exactly, her mother actually leave her by herself. She's very respected woman,
Yeah,
and she actually once in a while comes to her taking care of.
yeah.
But
And
there's
she'll
no
tell you-
question, we'll fix it if she allowing us anytime to go there and fix it. We'll
It'll
do
be fixed,
as soon as
good,
possible, yes.
good. All right, it'll be fixed.
Okay.
Get it out,
We'll take it.
anytime.
Tomorrow.
Hey,
I was not aware of this pavement being on that side.
we even got witnesses now. Anytime, go in there and get it done.
Yeah, I tried 3 times try to get to the backyard, but I have no permission to get there.
Now you
Before,
do.
you just got it.
No, now you do.
You did not answer the door.
Yes, I'm sorry.
But I'm there pretty much every single
Sure.
day.
Thank you.
So you have permission to go in the back.
She's gonna tell her mom.
She's on record, she's on YouTube.
And re-soil
It's on TV.
it too.
Yes, I'll
Okay,
write all
that's
that
the
in
fix.
I
conditions.
need the soil put in, I don't want
No,
holes.
no, they'll fill them, they'll pack them, they put them in, they put rocks in there, pack it, they can pack it and then put dirt on top.
Correct, yes.
You mean they're filling the posts and not taking them out?
No, they're taking them out,
Yes, and
And then
then filling the
back
holes.
then they're filling the hole.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, let's get back to the house. Is there anyone else opposed to run the side? Second call, third call, call that part of the hearing closed. I'll be voting in favor, it's a nice addition, and he keeps his house really nice, but that's sad that wasn't fixed. I thought that would have been fixed the day they did it, but I guess no one could get back in there because no one got permission. I get it, people get scared to go in people's yards, that's how you get shot. You know, shouldn't have been in my yard.
I'm in favor with the conditions.
Agree, in favor with the conditions.
I'm also agreeing.
With the conditions, there we go.
All right, so, Mr. Chair, with respect to ZBA 2451, Ward 4, I make a motion to allow Bob Boynton for a variance to construct an addition on top of the existing garage in the rear of the dwelling on the premises numbered 131 Bunker Hill Lane, Quincy, Mass. With the following 3 conditions. Number 1, removal of the strip of asphalt between the 131 Bunker Hill Lane and the abutting neighbor. Number 2, remove the posts that are in the ground on said property and fill in the holes that are left. And number 3, pound the stake that's above the ground into a ground level position.
Is it strictly the one by her property line that we're talking about?
Yeah, not on your side, anything on her side, fix it, just make it right.
Is that clear?
Whatever she needs, yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Second. Sorry.
No, that's fine, that's fine, second it.
I was napping here.
Reading of the minutes of the last meeting.
Oh, yeah, and, yes, all right, we got it. All right, anything on the motion? No, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so moved. Can I have a motion to waive the reading in the minutes, 23rd?
Mr. Chair, I move to waive the reading of the minutes
I'll
and
second.
accept the minutes for the regularly scheduled meeting on July 23rd, 2024.
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so moved.
Okay.
Motion adjourned?
Second.
Aye?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. I said aye. What's up?
So.